All right, I'm Dylan from KelownaNow, and today we are joined by Mother before their big show tonight at the Kelowna Community Theatre. Guys, thanks for doing this. Welcome to Kelowna.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Right on. So brand new record, No Culture. What can listeners expect to hear on the new album?
I'd say a bigger and punchier version of the band. Sonically, it's really expansive. There's more modern components. And artistically, it's more vulnerable and honest and autobiographical. And structurally, it's really concise and direct. There's no gratuitous layers to the arrangements in the songs.
Interesting.
But there's a nice array of like high tempo songs to like on a medium, and it has a nice arc.
Yeah, it's a true album.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bunch of songs unto themselves, which serves this single-driven market that we find ourselves in.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cohesive whole,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a theme, it has a concept, and the closing track feels like a closing track, stuff like that.
That's cool to hear because, like you say, we do really live in a singles market, and it's almost rare to get an album that that's a whole piece, that's a narrative. So it is cool to hear that. I'm curious, the title "No Culture", is that a specific reference maybe to the times that we live in, or what's the story behind that?
That title was born out of a transition I was making in my life, changing lifestyles from a debaucherous person to a more clean living person.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing that, I struggled with identity, my own personal identity. And I realized that I needed this culture of recreational adventure in order to feel like myself and validate myself.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the shedding of the culture which allowed me to, I think, become a bit more true to myself. And so the title suggests that if you want to learn more about yourself, then shedding the external layers and influences and societal imprints might be a good technique.
And would you say listeners might hear that in the lyrics or the sounds of the record?
Yeah, you hear it in the lyrics. It covers a lot about grieving the loss of identity and persona. There's a lot of nostalgia. And then in the art, too, Molly, who's the resident artist, she encapsulated this idea of no culture quite well. You can probably speak a little better to that.
Yeah, well, there's a baby on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
That's the human condition, the human form. But also throughout the album, there's little images of just everyday objects, and I painted them all white to kind of take away their label, their identity, and make them just completely this nameless thing that then I put black paint on it to signify society and or family or the culture seeping in and kind of coloring it and changing it and maybe giving it an identity.
And you can really see that artistic theme if you guys check out the music video for The Drugs. There's a lot of white and black, and I won't ruin it for you, but it's very interesting, and I feel like it plays in well. Now, people new to the band may not know this. You guys are actually siblings. I gotta know, what's it like being in a rock band with your sibling? Most people only see their siblings at Christmas or what have you, and you guys are on the road playing shows. What's that like?
I think it's pretty great, to be honest. We've definitely had our ups and downs, but I think that you have that with most people in a band. You're in close confines, and whether you're related or not, you do kind of butt heads once in a while. But it's also like a very true relationship at the end because you experience all this stuff together and you work through it. And especially as being family members, there's that forgiveness, that benefit of the doubt, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Get away with murder, and we'll still forgive each other.
There's no tips about using each other's stuff or anything like that.
Oh, once in a while. I'm a bit of a possessive entity. Ryan will let anybody use his stuff. He's very free. He's a free bird.
You're so generous, though. Like, Molly lends me things, and I always lose them. I'm a loser.
And yet I always lend them again. I
Yeah.
always give you the benefit of the doubt.
It's amazing. She's very organized. She has her provisions and her supplies, and I don't always. And so, hey Molly, can I borrow a fork? Hey Molly, can I have a protein bar? Hey Molly, like I don't have any ankle socks. I don't know where all my ankle socks went, and I want to wear these pants for the show, and can I borrow your ankle socks? And she will, like nothing, you know?
It's a fair trade for getting to play your great music that you write.
It's a fair trade.
A fork and some ankle socks. And you give me great songs to sing.
Well, and you get to see my ankles
True.
on stage, which is pretty special.
It's a pretty good
Always a
trade-off.
bonus. Always a
Yeah.
bonus. So you guys are playing a show right here tonight, the Kelowna Community Theater. Have you guys been to Kelowna before? You have any memories or shows associated with the city?
Yeah, we've been to Kelowna many times, starting at the Habitat.
Oh, classic venue.
Classic venue. Quinn Sandler erected that venue, and I remember one of our first gigs there, We Are the City, was opening for us, and they must have been 11 years old
Definitely.
at that time.
Yeah, that's when we met them, probably.
Yeah, and serendipitously, they began this tour with us. They opened up for us on the East Coast, some 10 years later. So
Wow.
full circle.
Long-lasting relationship started here.
Very cool. And if you guys don't know, We Are the City, great band from West Kelowna. Check it out. Okay, so spring is here. It's officially sprung. You guys are on tour. I want to know, what's on the summer playlist or the spring playlist? What are you guys listening to on the bus?
Perfume Genius, Angel Olsen, John Legend's new album, K-Flay, who we're touring with, Molly.
I'm the most horrible musician. I love silence. I'm like a silence junkie.
Makes sense. You're
I
always-
do
Yeah.
love music, though. I mean, I've listened to music my whole life, but at the moment, that's my biggest vice is silence.
I think it's therapeutic. I think it's a healthy vice.
Yeah.
Hannah George's, that new
Yes.
record is great. I really like it. For Evelyn.
It is nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
When you get a little break from the silence.
Yeah.
Hannah George's music's
I
pretty gorgeous,
yeah,
too. so
it definitely
Gorgeous.
eases you back into the,
Doesn't hurt the ears.
the world of Sonic.
So I thought it might be kind of fun if we do like a little rapid fire questionnaire. So maybe we'll keep the answers concise, 1 word, 2 word, but let's have fun with it. And you guys can just first thing that comes to mind, okay? We'll keep it kind of simple at the start. Favorite song to cover?
Right now, I'm covering Ace of Spades, and I love it.
No way.
She
That's
sings
true.
it. Yeah, it's great. And then later in the set, we cover Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
And Jasmine sings it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those would be our favorites. It's great because they're two very masculine identified
Right.
songs
Yeah.
sung by the women in Mother, which is great.
I like that. That contrast is great. Okay, so it's the 80s. You got the leather pants on, the crazy hair. You guys are going out. Are you going to the Motley Crue show or are you going to the Guns N' Roses show?
Oh, were Guns N' Roses in the 80s?
Oh, yeah.
I would
Late
see
80s.
early Guns N' Roses. That'd
Yeah.
be kind of cool.
I'm more familiar with Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, Appetite.
I can't even
Destruction.
sing you a Motley Crue song off the top of my head.
Like
Girls,
smoking
girls,
in the
girls.
oh yeah,
Yeah, smoking in the
smoking in the boys.
Yeah, see, I know them, I just don't know them.
I remember listening to that song, hearing it for the first time as a kid when we lived in Vancouver, and I loved
Yeah,
it.
I remember that
Yeah.
too.
I
Yeah,
think we sang it together.
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
At Dad's house
Yeah,
on Saturdays.
it's great.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
Badass song.
It is a badass song. Now, I know vodka on ice is a vice, but when Mother is actually backstage, is it vodka for the team, or is it whiskey for the team, or is it beer for the team? What are you guys going with? Maybe green tea. I don't
It's
know.
really sad. Water? Tea?
Yeah.
Water and silence.
There's water and silence. That's our wow, that paints a picture.
Yeah, there's a lot of like green juice back there these days. But in the glory days, I think tequila was a favorite
okay.
elixir. We used to have that on the rider.
Way back in the day, I
Way
drank
back.
a lot of vodka.
Yeah, she used to be a
But I
vodka
got
hound.
angry, so I stopped.
Yeah, and I get just insane on tequila, so I stopped that
You're not
too.
the only one.
I know. It's quite a beautiful thing.
Lovely.
Now, I know you guys are West Coast, born and bred, but now that you're a little bit older, do you still prefer the West Coast vibe, or do you like maybe the East Coast, Montreal, New York, Toronto kind of vibe? Where do you guys like to hang out?
I love the West Coast. Yeah, I do. I mean, the East Coast is rad too for its own reasons, but to live, I would like to stay on the West Coast.
Nice.
I like the West Coast's natural beauty and the air, but I do like the quality of people on the East Coast. I sort of like that edginess that people possess, and that sort of urgency, getting somewhere, doing something. No niceties. I like that.
Yeah, you get like kind of that urban culture maybe more so in the East Coast, but in the West Coast you obviously get that silence or that beautiful nature.
My favorite thing.
I might take maybe a bit of that hustle from the
Yeah.
East Coast and putting it on the West Coast.
I like to visit hustle. I just don't want to dwell in.
Dwell on the hustle.
So you guys get off a big tour, you're going home. Are you dog people, cat people?
Neither
Empty
people.
rooms.
Yeah,
Silence
I
again.
have a little
Quiet,
cactus.
empty rooms that are
Cactus.
sans
Yeah.
hair, well swept.
I don't have to water it, so it's perfect.
Tequila and cactuses.
yeah, put me in the desert.
All right, well, cheers, guys. Thanks for
Thank
doing
you.
this. Have a good show tonight. I'm going to be in the audience. I'm really excited.
Thank you.
Should be good.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Yeah.
the city.